we are, and these slides should be on a timer, so otherwise I'll advance them. But so how this happened, how it's become now a story of going from zombie subdivision to becoming affordable housing is because the city stepped in as a master developer. In that, the role of the public sector, it's an extreme example of how the recession has altered the retrofit landscape. The public and nonprofit sectors have been stepping up in the last few years to be much more proactive in leveraging public land and negotiating partnerships to shape their communities. So here's Covington, 13,000 people, 35 miles east of Atlanta, established in 1822 as the county seat, has a lovely intact courthouse square at the center, but by the 90s, sprawl was starting to chew up the arterials just blocks from downtown. Georgia Conservancy funded a studio at Georgia Tech in '97 to resist that sprawl. That led to another nonprofit funding an 8-day DPZ charrette, and that the resulting master plan proposed 5 neighborhoods of different characters to get more people living close to the downtown. Walker's Bend is to the south, Clark's Grove to the west. This is Clark's Grove, the first neighborhood that was built as a demonstration of new urbanism, and it's a classic, lovely new urbanist project, opened in 2003 with some shops and home prices about 160 to 500,000, sold very quickly, and this was developed by this nonprofit. Again, Walker's Bend is the southern subdivision, 100 acres bordered by creeks. DPZ proposed a TND of narrow 35 to 55-foot lots, a quirky central spine of townhouses, transitions to larger lot homes overlooking the creeks, with some mixed use at the western entry. Wedge-shaped greens and T-intersections provide internal deflected views. As built in 2007, little remains of the DPZ plan other than the narrow lots, a few of the wedge-shaped greens, peripheral larger lots, and a few townhouses, but that now run north-south and don't face each other. Western entry was built with light industrial. By 2007, 249 lots had been planned, but there were 72 detached homes, 9 townhomes had been constructed, 50 of which had been sold for about 115 to 160,000. But when the owners went bankrupt in 2007, this patchwork of colors shows the 8 different banks that owned parcels. When the banks auctioned the remaining built homes, mostly to foreign investors, as in this online ad, they sold for half price, scaring the city council into establishing a redevelopment authority, the CRA, with $1 million, half of it from neighborhood stabilization funds, to buy vacant lots, refine the design, and complete it as a green TND. Leading the CRA fell, luckily, to planning director and urban designer Randy Vinson. Former manager for Clark's Grove, he had new urbanist experience to bring to the city's new role as master developer. What he didn't have was experience trolling auction foreclosure websites to buy the now highly disaggregated lots. By 2011, the city had bought 92 lots for approximately $5,500 each, shown in purple. Controlling key clusters and with an ordinance in place that required compliance with Marianne Casado's book, Get Your House Right, that's all the ordinance says, he stopped buying more lots. Then Randy began enlisting partners. First, University of Georgia's landscape programs, Metro Studio, to refine the plan. They proposed a civic building at the gateway, adding a town green, and replatting in some places for smaller lots. The city and they designed cottages. The city worked out pre-approved financing and down payment assistance for 7 student-designed cottage plans and advertises them on the city's website. Unfortunately, discounts on foreclosures have kept even these modest market rate homes from being competitive. So instead, the city looked toward high-quality, affordable rental partners. First being the Covington Housing Authority. They became the tenants of the civic building, which is called the New Leaf Center, with transitional housing, classrooms, and modest incubator space. On one cluster, an affordable house, come on, next slide, I'm actually ahead. On one cluster, an affordable housing developer replatted 28 lots into 32 shallower lots to line a common green, used low-income housing tax credits that enabled construction of 15-year lease-to-purchase 3 to 4 bedroom homes that rent for $520 a month. Habitat for Humanity was the next partner. They placed homeowners into the built but never occupied townhomes. The city's entire NSP1 funds were devoted to this purpose. Still to come on the remaining clusters, 26 units of supportive housing for the developmentally disabled and senior housing. So, what did the city receive for the $500,000 that it loaned this project in 2009? It received over $30 million worth of green, affordable housing and an expected $200,000 profit from the lot sales. It's making money on the deal. Lot prices have gone up 10.7%, houses up 12%, while median housing prices have increased more than in Atlanta as a whole. The lessons learned: the importance of a public sector champion. It wouldn't have happened without Randy Vinson, but also the series of investment from the nonprofit world and the legacy of planning there. The profits from the project will be reinvested to realize the rest of the DPZ plan. But will Walker's Bend truly become mixed income, mixed tenure? Too soon to tell. Not every ex-urban zombie subdivision should be re-inhabited. Where subdivisions were excessively approved during the boom years, like this in Idaho, many are now being regreened and having their entitlements vacated. This needs to happen more often to prevent more zombies in the first place. Or, if you can't beat them, join them. I close with this dead mall that's been re-inhabited with zombie paintball. Apparently there's a 6-month waiting list